So I saw the okay. So I saw the movie No Hard Feelings, and this movie actually came out like a month ago by the time you guys see this video. So the reason why this review is coming out like a month later is because when this movie came out, it came out on my birthday. But I was on a cruise. So when I came back, I saw the movie, but I got sick. And then I had to deal with stuff from my other channel on YouTube where I do manga and review. And then I also got busy with life and stuff. So I never actually have free time to do this review. So I'm doing this review now. So of course, this movie stars Jennifer Lawrence and Andrew Fieldman, and it's literally about Jennifer Lawrence's character as Maddie, as she is on the brink of losing her childhood home. So one day she saw an ad, and the ad is from a wealthy family that wanted someone to go on ahead and date their son, who is introvert and awkward, and he is 19 years old. So there's a huge age difference because Jennifer Lawrence's character is like 30, and she's gonna have to date this 19-year-old who never had sex, who's very awkward and everything else. And this movie literally screams it out of the age difference between an older woman and a younger man. But of course, the older lady is Jennifer Lawrence, and honestly, Jennifer Lawrence is fine. So there's no complaints about that. And especially there's one scene where we see like a naked scene of Jennifer Lawrence. That was just a huge plus. But let me stop being a horn dog and let me just talk about the film, because the film is a comedy, raunchy movie, and it looks like they're making a comeback because ever since May, even though The Machine is not a raunchy comedy, but is an outrageous comedy. And then we have No Hard Feelings, and then we have Joyride, which recently came out like I think like a week or 2 weeks ago. And then on top of that, you're gonna have this next movie called Stray. So you know, it looks like these kind of comedies are coming back, and it's actually really good that these movies are gonna be hitting in theaters and everything else. But like I said, this movie is really funny. There were certain jokes that did great, and there are certain jokes that didn't land, but it didn't really shy on this. And I think this is the first movie that Jennifer Lawrence did comedy, because Jennifer Lawrence never did comedy. And I remember in an interview that she did is that she wanted to tackle comedy. So this was one of the films that she was very well doing. On top of that, Andrew actually skipped a semester of college because he wanted to go ahead and do this movie, and he did the right choice because you're working with Jennifer Lawrence, and especially to the how this movie is. Like he actually skipped a actual semester of college, but he actually does a lot of Broadway stuff because his performance in this movie was fantastic. Like his role as Percy's, as the introverted awkward kid, it was just very, very, very like actually good. Like it was just like you believe that he is like this character and he is awkward and everything. And just like seeing how he's actually dealing with Jennifer Lawrence character as Maddie, who is a person who's just running away from love, who's a person who just pretty much just wants to like stay stagnant, and like she's just afraid of change. So seeing these elements of an awkward kid, but like this brave woman who is just very sexual, but she has to deal with this shy, introverted kid, and seeing how they both match with each other and meld with each other. And you can see the growth on how they actually push each other to actually like change for the better and do the things that they want. Because Percy's, he never actually has like a driver's license. His parents did everything for him. And then later on in the movies, he's actually taking control over his life. Where we see Jennifer Lawrence character, she was just pretty much shy on moving and getting away from the city that she lives, and actually going ahead and like move to California and do surfing and do all the things that she wants. So we see how like these growth of these characters are able to evolve from like the beginning of the movie towards the end of the movie. And of course, there are some certain scenes where things were very outrageous and they go to the extreme, which was very, very funny. But the one thing about this movie that really makes it work is that it stays in this plot. This movie just knows what the main plot is. And it is just the fact that Maddie is trying to date Percy so that way she can get her car, her new car, because her previous car got towed because of the fact that she can't make payments. So, of course, the movie focused on that, and we focus on the growth of these characters and the relationship between these characters, because at first it's awkward. And as you can see, like Maddie, even though like some of the approach that she's doing with the boy, even though he's 19, you can just tell like, yeah, like this is kind of predatory, but you just realize like he is 19, so he is an adult, so it's not really not. And like this is kind of like every teenager's dream of a hot woman like hitting on you and going really aggressive. But Percy's like, he always just kind of like self-sabotage, or he's just very oblivious. He's like pepper spraying Jennifer Lawrence character. Like he's just doing like everything to himself. Like he's just a ultimate cop block. Like he's cop blocking himself. And it's just a really good reason, because he's so awkward, and he tells Jennifer Lawrence character like, hey, like I would like to be like emotionally romantic to you. Like I want to be emotionally romantic to you, because like that's how you will get into my draws. Because the whole purpose of the family is like, look, he's going to college, he's 19, he never drank, he never smoked, he never had sex. He's just not prepared for what college life is. So Jennifer Lawrence character is just there to honestly make him be prepared. So while they're like actually like going on dates and doing all these things, Jennifer Lawrence character, you know, like she feels for him, but Percy's, he actually starts falling in love with Maddie, which is Jennifer Lawrence character. But and then so which means what's, by the way, spoilers. So he doesn't want to go to college anymore, and the parents are freaking out. So then during the whole conversation with Maddie and the parents, you know, Perky's actually found out like, you know, the whole deal and everything else. He gets mad and he tries to destroy the car, which he was able to do. And then him and Jennifer Lawrence character, they don't be friends anymore. But then towards the end of the movie, they were able to make up. And it was just real funny because like towards the end of the movie, you could tell that Percy's kind of like have a feeling for Maddie, because there was like, because towards the end of the movie, Perky's is actually going to go to college, but so Maddie was going to take him. So while she was planning on taking him with the new car that she got, she was saying like, "Oh, you want to meet my new boyfriend?" And you can just see Perky's face is just like, "What? No, no." And then when he found out it was actually a dog, and it was just really funny, like his face was so relieved. So you just knew like he just is in love with her. But like I said, Jennifer Lawrence did a fantastic job. Like her job as Maddie was really incredible. And honestly, Andrew did a fantastic job as well, because his role at playing Perky's, the awkward, introverted kid, he did a fantastic job. And I know he does some Broadway shows. So like that's how he just like end up just doing this role. So this was just really, really good. Like the chemistry between these two was very, very interesting. And like the rest of the other cast as well, they did a fantastic job. I did feel like Maddie's friend, the girl, I can't remember her name. I feel like her character was weak, and I really didn't find her funny. I really did find her very irritating. But yeah, so like that's just pretty much what I can say. Like the negative about it is just like some, if you don't really like that kind of comedy, or it doesn't really fit your boat, that you probably might not feel like this movie is funny, because there was just certain scenes like I hear the theaters were laughing, but I didn't really find that funny. Sometimes too, I really do feel like the movie did kind of like a little bit like kind of like just dragged, because the whole plot of the movie is so simple to the point where you just feel like they're just kind of like dragging certain elements and stuff like that. It also challenged like the generation, because you know um Maddie's generation is older, so certain things that she was doing and how she was interacting with Perky's generation, it's just so much of a divide and stuff like that. So like a lot of people are just like, "Oh, you're so old," or "Oh, like, oh, you're just like you're this and you're that," and then Maddie's just like, "No, I'm not," and then you just see how the difference generation in this movie. And so, but yeah, so this movie also challenged like different ageism with, dating like your partners. You're dating someone in a different like age group, like you're dating someone older, you're dating someone younger, and it kind of like tackles on that as well. But yeah, other than that, this movie was very fun. I give this movie an 8 out of 10. I give this movie a B plus. But let me know down in the comment section if you guys did watch this movie or you guys planning on watching this movie. But other than that, if you guys do like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and remember, always be decent. This is the Monotone Man. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and be safe out here. Peace.